It is now time
Oh my gosh.
to bring you Robert Pattinson, who plays Edward Cullen in Twilight.
Oh my gosh.
He's walking into the studio,
It's so not right.
All of his hotness.
running a little... Oh, there he is. Come on in. Hello, Robert.
Hello.
Robert says he's not taking off his hat.
What?
People are online, they're watching you online.
I know no one likes my hat.
I don't leave the hat on. It's fine.
It looks cute.
You look fine.
It's a safety blanket.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, I love
They
how
want to
you
see
talk.
your sex hair, they keep saying.
Yeah, they're saying, I want to see what your hair looks like. Another
It's
thing,
really not sex hair this morning.
another thing, Robert, people are noticing there's a blonde woman next to you on the couch. And we just want to make that very clear that she is your publicist, correct?
I want to make it very clear she's my wife.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait.
That's not a good idea.
They had a bunch of people just jumped off the roof of the building.
Oh, my God. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You know, the thing about Twilight is, I don't have to tell you, I mean, it's huge. But another thing about Twilight is there's so many people who understand it and know what it is, and there's a whole other world that's never heard of it.
That's exactly. I'm part of that world. Well, I'm kind of part of both worlds. I mean, I'd never, ever heard of it, and then now, I just walk around everywhere and I see my stupid face on everything. And so,
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
But when did you realize how crazy, like when you obviously auditioned for the role or whatever and you got the role, when did you realize, oh my gosh, this thing is huge?
I did this event called Comic-Con, which is for sort of like sci-fi enthusiasts, and people camped out for about 3 days to go to it, and there was about 7,500 people, and they just screamed and screamed and screamed the whole way through the press conference.
So you could have been saying just a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, I think I could have been anybody as well. I mean, it's just like they screamed when the word Twilight came on. So,
Right.
Wow.
yeah.
Are you afraid at all that you're going to lose yourself and become Cullen? I mean, you'll no longer be Pattinson?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess the character's, supposedly a better person than I am, so...
Don't say that. You're fine just the way you are, honey.
Well, that's not good. No, but here's the thing. This character, this Edward Cullen character, is so massive.
Yeah.
Are you finding in your travels that people are confusing the fact that you are an actor playing a character and you are not really a vampire?
Absolutely. I mean, I think in virtually every case, I think I'm just walking into rooms and people think I've just walked literally out of the novel and into the room, and they're like, "Wow, how did that happen?"
I mean, you don't look pale. You look
No.
like you're a human being. I'm sure you're not cold. Touch him. Is he
I
cold?
see.
We did.
Is he
No,
warm?
he's warm. He's
You're warm.
warm.
All right.
No, let me touch you.
No, as an actor, though, is that a frightening thing to be so connected to a character that's so identifiable and defined like that?
It is a frightening thing, but I mean, you know, people. For one thing, he has to stay 17 forever, so I don't think I'm going to get pigeonholed by. I mean,
Right.
It's absolutely impossible to play the part forever. But you know, I'm just not really aware of the full ramifications of doing it yet. But I mean, I'm really not bothered. I find it quite amusing, like what's happened by everything.
All right, well, laugh all the way to the bank, Robert.
My friend actually saw you. I think you performed in Austin, Texas. It was, or somewhere she saw you recently singing. And for me, it was really interesting because you, as an actor, you're about to embark in this whole huge thing in your career. But you're also a singer, so you're also finding time to do the music, and your song is featured on the soundtrack as well. Was that something that you worked out on your own, or?
Oh, not at all. I'm really not trying to. I mean, I'm as soon as that happened, I really just didn't think about it, and now I think I'm just one of those guys who comes out with like a fragrance and a clothing line afterwards, and it's just all like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was just complete fluke that ended up being on it. I was just doing music for fun. I never wanted a career out of it. I mean, my sister's a singer, and I've seen what the music industry's like, and it's impossible.
Yeah, but you have two older sisters, and are you the youngest?
You know your
Well, I
stuff.
do my research. But as the youngest of, as a young boy and having sisters teach you, what have your sisters told you about all of the girls that are going to be throwing themselves at you and this whole like newfound fame?
I don't know. I caught my sister saying to someone the other day, just a friend of mine as well. She's like, why do you like my brother? Like, is it like, do you just like him because like he's in movies? and they
said yes.
And she's like, you know, that's, yeah, probably, yeah. But yeah, and they're like, like, that's not what he is. He's like he's a really, really lame guy.
Thanks, sister.
He's a terrible person.
It's always nice to have your sister on your side.
It's little brother, but I will tell you, when you talk, I'm blushing right now. I have no idea why.
Okay, this Edward Cullen guy, this character that you're playing in this movie. You said you grew up with two older sisters. Do you think there's any man on earth, be it one who was raised with the influence of a lot of women in the house, or anyone anywhere, who could ever live up to the perfect guy this Edward Cullen is, and how much women love this character?
What's part of the question? Do you think if people were raised by a lot of women in the house?
Well, you were. I mean, I'm assuming if you're raised with women in the house, you are raised to respect women, or they'll beat the snot out of you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely part of it. I mean, I have a very specific idea of how to be around women and stuff. I mean, I've never understood the point in hanging out with guys.
Right. Okay, well, there's nothing there for you.
Yeah, what is the point?
But as far as this character, Edward Cullen, let me shift the question a little bit. When they came to you, or when you however you got the part, that you asked them, who is this Edward Cullen? And what did they tell you? Who is this guy? And how did they explain it to you?
Nobody really explained it. I mean, I read it, and I was really, I guess, put off by the part. I mean, there's so many descriptions of him just being so beautiful. And, yeah. And I was just thinking, well, why don't you just cast like a model or something? Like, I mean, just get someone to pose and tense their muscles and stuff.
Wait, have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? Because I mean, model, you're okay. I mean, they did a good job with the casting.
I mean, definitely, there's a lot of stuff about the six pack and stuff as well. And I mean, I'm not really involved with that.
Do you know how many people auditioned for the role, or did they say, "Oh, you're hot, you're gorgeous, you're great, you look like him"? Let's do it.
I think I was literally the last person.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how many people. Maybe 2.
Right. Well, out of 2.